Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 44 of the show with no name. I'm your humble host, Nick, and today we're going to be exploring another abandoned farmhouse out here in the middle of the desert. I like to call this house Spooky House. Let's take a look. Starting out in the living room here in this one today, and what I really liked about this living room was this glass front door. Just think that's pretty awesome. And to be honest, I'm pretty impressed that it's still unbroken. Of course, as in every other farmhouse that we've been to, the window placement is excellent in this living room. It's also pretty cool too, because every window you look at in this house, you end up seeing a tree. They sure did plant a lot of trees and bushes around this house. There's the porch. We'll go look at the porch later on in this episode. For now, we're going to head into the first bedroom of the house. See more cool trees out there. Got your typical standard bedroom in here. Couple bird nests. Really big closet in there too. Pretty awesome little room. I really like this closet. It was a pretty big closet compared to a lot of the closets I've seen in these old houses. And we're entering the second living room here, or the dining room, if you will. And as you see, there's another really awesome glass door there. But this is what's the main attraction, that heater. Pretty happy when I stumbled upon this heater, because it was the first one that I've ever come across that's actually fully intact, and I believe it to be a heater. I'm not positive, to be completely honest, but I've seen these in quite a few of the farmhouses, but I've never actually seen it hooked up like this before. So that's something that was really cool about Spooky House. This is a first for me right here. And is that a coffee can that they put in the pipe there? I don't know. Things you see out here sometimes when you're out exploring. Entering another bedroom here. What I really liked about this little room here, besides this awesome window with that cool tree out there, was in this room you can really see what it looks like with that paper falling off the walls. Just thought that was pretty good contrast. Not a bad little bedroom though. The roof's not doing good right here in this area though, as you can see. Pretty soon those boards will start getting wetter and wetter and start swelling up, and they'll start falling down too. Now, as you can see, we're beginning to enter the kitchen here. And I thought this was a pretty cool kitchen for multiple reasons. One of them being I can hear rats over here underneath the sink, and I saw one scurry into the drawer there as I was walking in. And as you can see, they've made themselves quite the home in the kitchen here. Cabinets are still holding up sturdy because this house was built with the boards and not the sticks and plaster, so the wall right there is holding up like it doesn't always do in these houses. Bet you this was a cool kitchen back in the day when this house was first built, though. Old Diet Coke bottle. I thought it was an antique Coke bottle at first. The layout of this house was pretty cool. You never really know what you're going to get until you walk in. Those two pieces look like they fell off from the roof. The old school coil heaters. Gotta love them. They sure did work good though back in the day. Now we're entering the bathroom. This bathroom was pretty cool because it has all the pieces in it, which is pretty rare. As you can see, the water damage is starting to do a number on it though. Pieces of the ceiling have fallen off onto the floor. Kind of made a mess. As well as falling off the walls. But that's what that is right there hanging over the tub. It's part of the ceiling that got wet and fell off. You got your bathtub, your sink, your little toilet over here. This is probably a cool little bathroom back in the day. I don't really know what it's called, but that tile that looks like tile, but it's not tile. Maybe it's linoleum or something. I noticed that a lot out here too, that in these old abandoned farmhouses, they didn't really use tiles. As you can see, the roof's definitely seen better days over here on this whole part of the house. The roof is definitely suffering. Now we're entering the cool, spooky side porch here. Thought it was pretty interesting, just the color it was painted. Pretty cool. The random broom there. Another cool power box here. Definitely got my attention first thing when I came into this room here. Old water hookups. Maybe they had the washer and dryer in here. It was like a laundry room, back door type of setup. Maybe that's what was going on here. So I wanted to come back in and get a couple more shots of this house because I just thought it was so cool. And I've been working on different angles and whatnot. Really interested in the ceilings in this house too, because as you can see, once it starts getting wet up there, whatever material they have hanging up over the wood starts to get wet and fall off, and that's what seems to be making a mess now. Because water's finally starting to get in now, sadly. Bet you this was a pretty nice little spot when it was first built, though. Getting some more roof shots here. I couldn't help it. Haven't seen a roof yet like this at this stage of decay where the sheets are finally starting to separate themselves from the wood. It was a good chance to document this. It was really cool out here. All those outbuildings and all these trees. Just so unique. Haven't seen anything like it at any of the other farmhouses I've been to. Now we're heading on to the porch here. And I've just been getting lucky with the porches lately. Because this one's in really good condition considering. Like the red doors too. I think it looks really good. Something else I've noticed about this house as well is all the siding still on it. So it's a sign that maybe it hasn't been abandoned for super long, at least. And be sure to stay tuned till the end of this episode because I'll be exploring some of these little buildings that are around this house as a bonus to this episode. so be sure to watch it through till the end. This is such a cool house, especially how these bushes and trees are starting to become overgrown over here. I just think it adds to the look and the mystique of the house. And it also makes it a little spooky. It's such a nice porch though, and I just can't say enough about these doors, these glass doors. Surprisingly, there's still a lot of shakes on this roof. It's definitely got its bad spots, as we've seen from the inside, but there are still a lot of shakes up there. And it looks like the siding is off over here on the side and in the back. Maybe it's just the front of the house that still has its siding. So cool how they planted trees everywhere at this house. So you could tell whoever lived here back in the day was pretty industrious. They were definitely hard workers. You could just tell. It's this side of the roof that's not doing good. Well, that's it for the house videos. I hope you enjoy the pictures. Be sure to stay tuned till the end of the episode because I'll be exploring some of that extra stuff. Welcome back. This was a pretty interesting spot in here. I don't really know what this room could have been used for back in the day. Maybe somebody crashed here, maybe a farmer's helper crashed here or something. And this was pretty interesting. Some sort of hot water tank that was sticking up from the ground here. It'll all make sense soon enough. I was pretty confused at first when I first stepped foot over into here. It's definitely more than meets the eye in this little outbuilding. As you can see, there's an old ripped up couch. Mattress springs, random miscellaneous garbage. Trees everywhere you look. This is the back of the outbuilding here. I couldn't help but notice the extension to the outbuilding over here. Because voila, this is a root cellar. This is definitely pretty exciting. This is one of the better root cellars that I've found out in these old farmhouses. They definitely did a good job building it. Still holding up pretty well. It's pretty interesting down here. Let's go take a look. So well built down here. Foundation's really nice. And bam, there's the tank that's sticking up through the floor upstairs. Miscellaneous stuff on these shelves over here, as you can see. Hot water heater. All kinds of stuff hooked up here. It's a big tank. Just got it going through the floor randomly. Wonder why they did that. What's really going on down here? Just so random, but so unique. This was another first for me, seeing this hot water heater contraption set up down here like this. And seeing all this. Maybe all of them were like this, and they've just all been destroyed by the time I've come out to these houses, and this is the first one. First operation that I've seen that's actually intact. I don't know. But either way, that was pretty dang awesome, if you ask me. Here we are in another outbuilding, and it's just basically full of old junk at this point. But nonetheless, it too is pretty well built. Use nice strong boards. Somebody left their boots out here. This was definitely a unique house. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos and the pictures of this awesome house that I like to call Spooky House. Thank you.